I got Michelle Matheny with me. One of our members, Jimmy, is joining us too. He's working on his camera. We can hear him, but we are live here in the Psychic Cafe. Grab your coffee or tea. I got my coffee and join us. Pull up a chair. We're going to have a chat, do some free mini readings, hang out.
I'll have
Mhm.
my coffee soon.
Yeah. Yesterday was your crown chair Saturday, Michelle, and you've got a different crown on
I
today.
do. I've got
Pearl.
my
Ooh,
pearls on. I
looking
love my
good.
crowns.
Looking good. Yeah. Do a little shuffling here while we're chit-chatting, and we're gonna our topic today, you get all those free reading requests on DMs and emails and stuff. We're going to talk about turning those free reading requests into paid clients.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hey, Jimmy, how are you today?
I think he's still working on stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But in the meantime, couple of things. Like Jimmy is joining us or trying to. If you're a member of the Tarot Guild or you're a student in my course, you can join us on these Zoom calls and you get priority. So I actually did a blog post about this today. There he is. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey.
Yep. Let me just make a couple of announcements here. So if you go to psychic.cafe/Zoom, that'll take you to my blog post where I explain all this. I guess I should grab the URL and put that in the chat here while I'm thinking about it. Boy, it's really quiet in the chat, just like yesterday, Michelle. Zoom, there we go. Okay, I'm going to pop that in there.
Eh,
And
Hopefully, a few more people will show up.
I'm actually going to go over to the post here because each week we hold live Zoom sessions like we're doing right now, and we do them simulcasting with our YouTube live shows. So you can always join us on YouTube in the YouTube chat, but it's even more fun to join us on the Zoom. And you obviously you're on the Zoom with us. We can see you, we can hear you. If you don't want to turn your camera on, that's fine. We can just talk to you. And we can do live mentoring and coaching. You're going to get priority because you're on the Zoom call with us, right? So this is for our course students and our Tarot Guild members. Okay. You can ask questions about tarot numerology in general. You can ask about going professional, professional certification, joining the guild and what all that entails, what benefits you get, setting up your business on Psychic Cafe, our website. It's not just a website, it's actually a social networking portal. It's a platform like YouTube, like Facebook. Yeah. So you can join us on there. You can put your business on Psychic Cafe. As a member, you get your own custom URL like psychic.cafe/dax is mine, for instance. And you can also ask questions about joining us as a host on our YouTube live shows as a permanent host. You can ask us questions about that, about YouTube, doing shows on YouTube, podcasting. Maybe some of you want to start a podcast, promoting yourself and your business, um, social media, websites, reading platforms, and a whole lot more you can ask us about. So go over to www.psychic.cafe/Zoom and read all about it. I also have links on there to the private members group and to the course group where the Zoom links are. And of course, because we're doing our live show on Zoom, you can ask for a mini reading. And again, you get priority because it's the cost of a latte a month. It's very inexpensive. And you'll be up here on the Zoom and we'll spend more time with you. We'll let you ask more than one question, things like that. So there's links on this page for the private members group, the course group. The Zoom links are on both groups, and you have to be enrolled in the course to get in the course group. You have to be a member to get in the private members group. A lot of our, in fact, almost all of our course uh, enrollees are also members of the guild. And below that, though, are links to the guild page where you can go and read about all the benefits and you can join up today. And also, there's a link at the bottom of this post here, the Zoom post, uh, a link to the course. And when you enroll in the course, you get your Tarot Guild membership and your professional certification included when you enroll. That's right. So I just wanted to let you guys all know about that. And then let's just get the card of the day out of the way, Michelle. I got
Okay.
I got the Eight of Swords. I got the Eight of
Hmm.
Swords. So the Eight of Swords' message is a reminder that feeling trapped is often a self-imposed limitation, and that you hold the power to free yourself by challenging negative thoughts and taking small steps towards your goals. The card symbolizes a mental blindfold or cage of limiting beliefs, but the swords don't truly confine you. You can walk away from the situation you perceive as inescapable. It's a call to take responsibility for your own happiness, confront your fears, and recognize your own strengths and worthiness to create a new, more empowering reality. So there you go. The card of the
Yes.
day, Eight of Swords. Awesome sauce. Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. So let me check.
It's
Anybody come in the chat? Dan's in the chat. Hi, Dan.
yeah.
I'm gonna type in the chat
He
there.
even brought me my coffee.
Well, there's a miracle. Well,
See?
he's the barista.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy's got his coffee too. Look, we all got our coffee.
Yep.
Love the top
Mm.
quality coffee.
Oh, I love your wolf cup.
The high end stuff, and Jimmy's
Mm.
wearing his Native American
I
crown.
love that.
He missed the crown share Saturday yesterday, but hey,
That is beautiful.
we're
I
glad
love
you
it.
could join us today. And of course, we're going to go into our topic and things like that. But Jimmy, if you have like questions about any of that or other questions, and also, if you want us to pull cards for you for something, just, coaching, mentoring, we're going to do all that.
You know,
So,
can I can I add on to your card of the day?
sure, that'd
I
be
did
fun.
I did something I don't normally do anymore, and I pulled a card of the day to go
Mm-hmm.
along with yours. And
Mm.
I got my Tower card,
Ooh, ba-bum.
which really kind of flows with the Eight of Swords. So when your world is shifted and you're all upside down because you're tied up, wait, this is going to come off no matter what sounding awful. So here we go. His nuts are on fire down here, and that hawk is on his way for him. But you know what? He found his hiding spot. He found his hiding spot, which I see as his safe space, which could be a physical spot, it could be a mental spot. So when you are trapped and you're in that Eight of Swords phase and the tower is happening and everything is falling around you, go to your safe spot and do
Mm-hmm.
some meditation, because that's going to help you to start unloading those thoughts that are trapping you.
Mm. Yeah, that fits perfectly.
Excellent.
That's a
Yeah,
pretty card too.
it really is. I love this tower
One of
card.
the better tarot cards, tower tarot cards. Yeah. Anyway, oh, just real quickly, I wanted to mention Ellie the Moonchild is in the chat.
Ellie!
Hey, Ellie, it's been a while. Good to
Hi,
see you in the
Ellie!
chat there. She says hi. She says, hey, Dax, Michelle, Jimmy. Hey, Dan. She's saying hi to everybody. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Um, hopefully Ellie will join us on cam on the Zoom one of these days.
Yes.
It's been a little while. So yeah, so what we wanted to talk about today, and considering how quiet it is in the chat, this is actually good, Michelle, that we have a topic. So we'll give it time for people to get into the chat to put their questions in, reading requests. If you have a specific question, put it in the chat if you're listening right now live. Maria's in there too. Hi, Maria.
Hi,
Maria
Maria.
yesterday, and she got a reading yesterday. Put your specific you don't have to ask for a reading or request anything like that. You just go ahead and you pop it in. Now, if you don't have a specific question, we love specific questions, but if you don't have one, you can always ask for a message from the universe and we'll pull some cards. Yeah. Dan says, Ellie, howdy, miss you. Awesome. What else did I want to mention before we go into the topic? We haven't mentioned the coffee link in a while. So if you go over to psychic.cafe/coffee, you can grab us a cup of coffee. It's our tip jar, and we'll spend more time with you. We also jump you to the top of the list. We take your question first. It's like when what we were talking about earlier, joining us on the Zoom call. If you're a member or a student, you can join us on the Zoom call and you get priority. Likewise, if you're in the chat, you can grab us a cup of coffee, let us know that you did, and we'll go right to you. We'll drop everything we're doing. We'll go straight to you. And there's another way. Let me get this coffee link in the chat. And there's another way too. You can now, down where the chat is, you can click the $sign. Looks like a dollar bill with a $sign in it. And you can do a super sticker or a super chat. Send us a super chat and put your question in that super chat. Guess what? We're going to go right to your super chat. Yes. Anyway, just wanted to mention that. Oh, I know. You know what we haven't been mentioning on the shows is the summer sale.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I wanted to mention this real quick is it's ending. It's ending. So, we're coming towards the end of summer. There's only a week left in August. I don't know how many more days I'm going to keep the summer sale going. But it's 20% off everything. So if you want to book a reading with me, it's 20% off. I think Michelle has the same deal. And and remember, if you are a professional reader, you might think, well, I'm not going to book a reading with another reader. Well, you can book a reading. I just call them sessions because sometimes it's reading, numerology, tarot, but sometimes it's mentoring and coaching. So book a reading with me and we can help you with your business, with your podcast, with your social media. Yep. That is what it's for as well. If you're already a professional reader, you can grab certification. It's 20% off. The link is on the private members group. Just click on that link and put in summer 2025. You'll get 20% off your certification. If you're not a member yet, hey, there's a member and certification 25% off package deal. And you'll find it on the guild page. You'll also find it on the page about certification. You can grab that, get your membership. If you don't have it already, you can get your membership and your certification together with 20% off. And then on the payment page where it says coupon code, type in summer 2025, you'll get another 20% off, 45% off. I just had to mention that. Also, my course, you can get 20% off, Tarot by the Numbers. You learn tarot and numerology, and your certification and your membership is included free. Yes, I know. It's incredible. So get in on the sizzling summer sale. We do the sizzling summer sale annually. That's why it says our annual sizzling summer sale. Summer kind of slows down at Psychic Cafe and the Tarot Guild. And, like it's really quiet in the chat, for instance. People are doing their last minute, trips, going to the pool. They're not listening to us, they're traveling, they're doing fun things.
Hi, Amanda. Welcome in.
Hi, Amanda. So what we always do is this annual summer sale. this sizzling summer sale, and we just, blow it out where it's a fantastic deal. So get in on that in the next few days because it's going away. It is going away. Amanda's in there. Yay. So let's get to our topic, get that out of the way. And meanwhile, Amanda, Maria, Ellie, I mean, anybody that's in there, go ahead and request a message from the universe or put your specific question in. Amanda just put in, can I get a message from the universe, please? Okay, so we'll be doing that right after this topic. What's the topic? Another free reading request? How to go from free reading requests to paid clients. So they send you emails or they DM you on or PM you, however you want to say it, private message, direct message, DM or PM you on social media, Instagram, Facebook Messenger. I can't even think of all the other ones, LinkedIn and TikTok. And, they can send these DMs and they go, here's my life story and do a reading for me.
Yes.
And I know the temptation is to just ignore these free requests. You are a professional paid reader or psychic advisor, right? So a lot of us just ignore these. However, I think it's a missed opportunity. I think you can turn them into paid clients. And this is the thing. Shouldn't spiritual practitioners give their services away for free? See, you got to understand that this is what is going through their heads. Especially in the United States, a lot of people are pre-programmed from when they were a little kid, going to church, and the family tithes. So yeah, you are giving money, but in general, you don't connect the two things together. The service, the pastoral counseling you're getting, talking to the priest or the rabbi or the minister, services, things that the church provides, and daycare and all these different things, we think of it as free, even though we're tithing, but we think of it as free. We think spiritual gifts and connecting with the divine and everything, that is free, but there's costs involved. And when we're a professional psychic advisor or tarot reader, we have to make a living like everybody else. And it's interesting because think about it. You wouldn't think twice about whether or not you're paying your hairstylist. And in fact, see, this is the thing, because we're talking about spiritual gifts. If they're a gifted barber or hairstylist, they're going to be charging even more. And we don't even think twice about that. But then we think about, I'm going to get the $30, $40 reading, or I'm going to ask them for a free reading. Okay. And by the way, all the people out there that are professional readers, but their readings are free, they're just dragging down the rest of the industry. But let's look at some of the costs real quick. Cost of doing business. So I'm going to read from my list here because it's a long list. So however long you've been doing this, 10, 20 years, and during that time, you've bought decks and spread cloths, bags to put the decks in, boxes. Remember, our decks, if you're that kind of a reader, you might be a psychic and not use decks, or you might be a numerologist or an astrologer. But if you're an astrologer, you got to pay for those programs. If you're not using the big ephemeris, you have to buy the program that does the charts, right? For us tarot readers and card readers, our decks are our tools. Think of it like that, right? And then there's the courses and getting certified and annual membership in the Tarot Guild. There's the electricity in your house, your internet connection, the physical Wi-Fi router, your computers or other devices you're using. You may have paid for a website, for software, Then there's accounting, business licenses, insurance, business cards, flyers, and postcards. And then there's you may be paying for separate email services to manage, like uh, MailChimp or MailerLite or something like that, because you created this big email list that we talked about on a previous show that you should be doing. And then advertising, you may be paying for some advertising. And then the big one, time. You've spent 5, 10, 15, 20 years of time learning your craft, honing your craft, and also the time to set up your business, whether it's a physical brick or mortar business, or even if it's all online. It takes a lot of time to set up your website and all of the software and get everything to work together. And then like scheduling programs where they can go into your calendar and they can go, I want this date and time, and they can pay for the session and everything like that. So a client is not paying for your gift. They're not paying for really the service. They're paying for your time and then all that backlog of costs for you to be doing business. And you got to keep a roof over your head, keep that electricity on so you can keep doing your Zoom calls and doing the readings. You got to eat, pay for gas or electricity if you have an EV. Yeah. Nowadays we got to think differently than we did in the old days. It's like, oh, wait, a shitload ton of people have EVs. I drive around Tucson, and even in Podunk, Tucson, Tesla's everywhere. And GM EVs and a lot of Kia and Hyundais, and oh my God, it's everywhere. So should you so these free reading requests, should you just ignore them or try to convert them? I think it's worth your time and energy to try to convert them.
Yes.
And as I said before, people often don't know, and they think we work for free, or they don't know how to book a reading with us. So a big part of this recruiting, going from a free reading request to paid client, is an educational process. You got to let them know where to go to book. Remember, I just mentioned that calendar where they can book time and pay for the reading, or maybe you just have a payment link. You need to have those links set up ahead of time. They need to be on your business card. You need to be able to, when someone DMs you, you need to be able to go, I would love to help you. Go book a reading here. Now, notice they're a matter-of-factly saying to you, I'd like to get a reading on my stuff. And they're throwing probably your whole life story. I've gotten DMs this long, but it's matter-of-factly. So you do that back to them. You're not harsh. You're not judging anything. You pretend, even though they don't know, you pretend that they should know that you're a paid professional. So what you do is you say, sure, I'd love to help you. Here's my booking link. It's that simple. It's that simple. Now, the other thing I want to mention, though, two things really. One is setting up boundaries. A lot of us don't have boundaries with us. We want to help people, right? There are times to give a free reading. Okay. So in certain circumstances, especially in fast-paced environments, like you're in a fast-paced physical situation with a potential client, or you're online and you're on social media or something like that, like Facebook Messenger, Instagram, comment, even in comments on a post on Facebook, you'll get this stuff, right? It's okay. I give you permission. It's okay to give them a little taste. Right. Yes, we're the corner drug dealer. Give them a little taste. And this is where other things like knowing how to do numerology is very powerful. So you're not going to give them a full 9-number numerology chart, but you can say, they give you all this stuff, they rattle it off real quickly. You go, hey, what's your birth date? You calculate their life path number, maybe their attitude number, maybe their personal year number, just from that, and you give them a little bit of information. And then you say, if you want to book a longer session with me and get real in depth, again, here's my booking link. So see, I'm not saying don't do free readings, and I'm saying don't, just ignore these people. Instead, try to turn them into a paid client. For instance, we do free mini readings, but only on our shows. And this way we can give back to the community. There are folks that genuinely can't afford a session.
Mm-hmm.
But also some of the people that are getting free readings on our shows, they've also booked paid sessions with us as well. So it's a lead in, right? Also, there's a time limit. We can only do so many readings on a show. So it's automatically self-limiting. And remember, I talked about creating boundaries. That's what you want to do. You're creating boundaries. You only do free readings. A lot of people, I do it once a month on Instagram Live, or we do it on the weekends during an hour show, and when the hour's up kind of thing. But use that always to piggyback on, here's my booking link. And some people work for reading services, so you can give them in a live DM. They're DMing, this is not reading the email later. Let's say they DM you and you get it right then and there. You can put your link in there and go, hey, I'm on such and such a service. I'm on Keen. I'm on California Psychics. I'm on Aranum, and give them your link, and they can click over there and book a call and go. I don't even want to use the word book. They can go and get live with you right that second. And, you're able to go right into the reading. You've already been paid. Now, another thing real quickly is you want to have different links for different situations. So the circumstances I just gave you, and this has happened to me, I'm sitting there on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, and I get a Facebook message pops up. Hey, Dax, it's Jane. Can you pop on for a quick reading? I mean, we don't even go on to Zoom like this. I mean, sometimes they want to do that. I give them the Zoom link. A lot of times I've done readings. I got my cards always. So, I could be sitting there at a coffee shop and I just go into the private message on Facebook Messenger with them, and they type their questions and I type back my answers I'm getting from the cards. But the first thing I do is I go, yeah, sure. Here's my payment link. That takes them over, not to a calendar, but you want to send them directly to Square, PayPal. If you're on Messenger, you can just go on Messenger and you can just put in the request for whatever your reading costs, $99.99, and they can pay you right over Messenger. That's why I love Messenger, But however you take money, like you can ask them, hey, what's your ID on Cash App or whatever, and you send them a request, or Apple Pay. You can do Apple Pay. And a lot of other ones, whatever. I try to be on all of them, so whatever their preference is. But I try, especially if they're in the US, I try really hard to get them to do it on Facebook Messenger, because it's super quick. It goes from their bank through their debit card, through Messenger to your debit card, and right in your bank, and it's instantaneously in there. And you can't do that all around clients all around the world, but you can do it in the US. So I try to do that. But maybe you're busy, okay, and you get this live PM. That's when you give them the booking link. That's where you give them the other link, which sends them to a calendar where they can put in all their information, schedule. You have open blocks of time. They can schedule the time, and most of them you can set up where it takes payment right then and there, right then and there. And fantastic technology we have nowadays. Me personally, I'm old school. I don't do that. I read for them right then and there. And if I can't, if I'm busy, I give them the payment link anyway, and I have them pay through my PayPal or Messenger directly, and I just I'm live with them. Just book the session. Hey, later this afternoon at 4, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Just, go ahead and do it. Let me look on I think that's about all I got. And then I want to get Jimmy and Michelle's opinions, and anybody in the chat, type in any of your ideas about turning all these free reading requests into paid clients. Create boundaries, have an easy way for them to book. If you work on a service, you can have that link ready. Yeah, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover.
I think so.
What about you, Michelle? Anything to add on? Or
Well, I find that sometimes, especially if I'm out doing a fair or a booth somewhere, I will offer the clients who into possible clients that come up to the table, and if they give their email address, sign up for the newsletter, anything of that nature. That I haven't started the newsletter yet, but that's in progress. But if they do something like that, I would give them a 10% off of their first reading. Or, if someone comes up to me
good
and they,
idea. I like that one.
yeah, and if someone comes up to me and they are really having, a really rough day, and yes, I might offer a free reading and then sit down with them and set up, here's what we can do. Come back, we can, give you this personal price, and work with them. So there are different ways to, get clients to come back.
Mm. So we talked on a recent show about taking an old deck that you already have,
Yes.
or a new deck, and for your printer with your laptop or however you're doing it, or if you have to go to Kinko, get the label strips and run it through your printer and print off
Yeah, I
labels.
love that idea.
Oh
Love
yeah,
that.
you heard that, didn't you, Jimmy? And print all your information on there and put it on here. And another thing you can do, Michelle, that we never mentioned, Jimmy, for however you're doing your booking, you could put a QR code so that they
Yes.
can just scan it, right? Another
Oh
thing,
yeah.
another
Great.
thing you
Taking
can
notes.
yeah, take notes.
I am.
Another thing you could put on there, Michelle, on your sticker is what you just mentioned. If you're handing these out and you're giving 10% off, if your system allows you, like, I know you can do it on Square. I use Square Up. They used to call it Square Up. It's just Square now, but I use the Square payment system, and I create payment links. I can also create coupon codes. That's that summer 2025 that you can use right now, because all of the payment links, whether it's enrolling in my course, booking a session with me on my page, psychic.cafe/dax, Michelle's is /Michelle. Don't want to leave you out.
Thank you.
And certification link to pay for certification. Remember, you're paying for applying for certification. Doesn't mean you're going to get it.
Yep.
But you can retest, so don't worry about it. And then also the membership. All those payment links are going to take you to Square. And if you put summer 2025 into the add coupon on the payment screen, that's when you get the 20% off. So you can do the same thing on your readings. Set yourself up on Square. It is so easy. It's much better than PayPal. I know a lot of people still use PayPal. And if you have international clients, see, that's actually why I stopped using PayPal, because they have different rates and it's expensive. I love Square. I also have Stripe for certain payments to certain things, but most of, like, on the Tarot Guild and on the Psychic Cafe website, it's a square link. So you can set up a payment coupon code, and you can put the coupon code on your card that is your business card, but it's actually a tarot card, and you're just putting that sticker, they're self-adhesive stickers. You print them all out, a whole bunch of them.
Yep.
78 of them, put them on 78 cards, and you have your deck. You're walking around and you go, here, pick a card, pick a card. They pick a card. You tell them about what the King of Pentacles is, and then you go, and on the other side is all my contact information. If you want to book a private session, there's a 10% discount code, and you just put the discount code right on there. And
yes.
Or if you're fancy schmancy and you can set all of that up, maybe have a separate payment link with the 10% discount included and a QR code, because I think almost all these systems will allow you to generate a QR code for anything, and then you just put that on the stick, print it on the sticker, and
I really like that.
Yeah. So a lot of great ideas besides just, turning all these free reading requests into paid clients.
And I have my big deck, and then out in the other room I have my littler deck, so I can use the littler deck for all my
just go over to Office Max or whatever, and they have these boxes of the labels, all these labels. Just take a card with you and see if the size is right for like the back. I actually like the bigger cards, and the reason why is these labels are such that they
should fit.
You can get different size labels, but some of the labels you put them on and you can still see the back, which is nice. And by the way, even these fancy dancy, by the way, this is PVC material. This is not cardstock like 99% of decks. And you can get these for and it's the Waitsmith, so it's in public domain, by saying, and I know Pamela gets upset all the time when I say go buy a cheap deck, because no, it's like that's detracting from the creator. If you buy on Alibaba for $1.25 or $5 for a deck or what have you. But I'm talking about, get the public domain stuff where you're not, infringing on anybody's copyright, right? But you can get these plastic PVC material decks. They're not as likely to throw that card away. And also by doing this instead of just regular business cards, again, they're less likely to throw this away. Because it's so cool that
is true.
Gave a card. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of great tips. And by the way, that is what we do here. If you're new, that's the reason to become a member of the Tarot Guild and or enroll in my course. And then you get access to these Zoom calls, which, yes, you get to still see it and join us in the chat on YouTube. But if you're a member like Jimmy is, you can join us on the Zoom calls every week. So we do this every week. You can get live coaching, mentoring, and readings. And Jimmy, do you have any questions or anything you want to chat about? And then we'll look at some questions in the chat.
Well, it's the first time I'm on, so to let you know,
welcome.
It's been almost a decade since I was doing readings.
Oh, wow.
And similar things.
Oh, that was one of my
events happened in my life, family things that I needed to not do it. And so I probably do want to take your course with the numerology and all. So
it's cool. Yeah.
Keep your sale on till the 3rd, please.
Yeah. So this is the thing, Jim. And Jim, you already bought membership. So if you want to enroll in the course, what you paid for membership, by the way, it's the cost of a latte a month, $6.50. It comes out to $78, the number of cards in a tarot deck. And you already paid $78. We will subtract that from the cost of the members, from the cost of the, if you enroll in the course, and I will get you the 20% discount on top of all that. Don't use the links on the website. send me a private message either through the
Okay.
website or
That would be awesome because at the moment
and
I'm
I'll
having
set up a
financial.
special link for just for you. So you'll get the 20% discount and you can
Yay.
and you'll
Normally, I'd pay you a couple thousand. It's
yeah.
worth it, I'm sure.
And
But right now,
I
I'm having trouble, so it
and
would help.
just for everybody out there, I do that on everything. Like if you pay uh pay for something else, I often will apply that when you're enrolling in my course. I'll if you bought let's say you bought a $99 reading with me, guess what? I'm going to take that $99.99 off of the cost of the course. If you become a member of the guild and pay $78, I'm going to take that off the cost of the course, and your certifications included free. But yeah, Jimmy, that's what I wanted to ask you is
You're making it very affordable. Thank you.
are you doing readings yet?
Not currently. I was trying to refresh
Okay.
myself. Yeah.
That was my question. I didn't know how far along the journey. See, Dr. Rose in the chat, one of our hosts, she's a life coach and she's been on the shows and done a lot of that, but she's actually getting back into reading tarot again. And she's going through my course right now.
Yeah. I used to do it 10
Yeah,
years
and
ago
she did too,
for
decades
years and
ago.
years. And then I
But
got
you
out of
need a
it. And
refresher. You
it's
need a
this
refresher.
age thing, memory, it's becoming more difficult to get back into it.
I know, I know. Oh, I gotta tell you guys about something funny. They have all this AI stuff, and I shared it with you, Michelle.
Yes.
I went on Chat GPT and I made up an imaginary client with an imaginary problem, and I asked Chat GPT to do a reading, pull 5 cards like I do, include the numerology. I put in her birth date and her name, and all these instructions on what to do, and it spit it out. And oh my God, it wasn't bad at all.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm trying to think of a way we can create an AI. See, you made me think of this because you were talking about memory, and I'm getting older too. So, I just want to be able to not have Chat GPT necessarily do the whole reading, but I want to be able to go in and ask about certain things and get little refreshers and little reminders, as well as suggestions that I might not ever think about. But the AI has the entire sum total of human knowledge, including everything about numerology and tarot and astrology for that matter. So, it could be a little tool off to the side where
Right.
when we're doing a live reading with somebody, we could get stuff to pop up and a lot faster than, especially us getting older, us folks that are getting
Yeah,
older.
help your brain grow.
Yeah, help us out a little bit on that. Hey,
My only
Michelle, what did you see in chat? Like, what was the first question? I remember
Okay, so
somebody wanted a general was like the first one I had
see,
seen.
I was going to add real quick, my only theory with that is
Yeah.
it takes away from your intuition.
Mm.
That's true
But
too.
not if you use it as a
But
tool, not to replace your. See, intuition is not information. Intuition can
Right.
bring information, but regardless of what you get from AI, even if you,
I
I'm not saying have it spit the whole reading out.
help
right.
focus your intuition, maybe.
You can get bits of information and ideas that spark you, and then your intuition, that's when it kicks in. And you
Right.
have the physical cards in front of you, and you've done their numerology. Now, ChatGPT might be able to speed up your numerology. Like there are calculators and apps, but it might be easier at some point that maybe we create our own Tarot Guild AI, and you just and we train it on numerology and tarot. And because I did notice in the PDF that I sent you, the reading it, the information and what it's saying, and using tarot and numerology, there's a lot of beginner readers that couldn't do as well.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could do as well. It was a great reading. But I noticed that because it showed the numerology calculations, which I'm glad it did, because I noticed mistakes. Like she was, this imaginary client was supposed to be born in January, such and such a date, 1978 or something like that, right? But and it did put it just like numerologists, where you're adding, it would be 1 plus, say she's born on the 21st, 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 8, and then reduce it down to a single digit. Well, ChatGPT, put the AI put 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 8. It added a 1 in there, which messed up everything.
Oh.
It messed up the life path. I don't think it did the attitude number, but it did do the expression number from her name. Now, I didn't take the time to get out Pythagoras's chart about the letters,
right,
and see if the AI was translating the letters into the correct numbers. I didn't do that, but just because I saw the one mistake, I was like, aha, see, AI is not taking over our jobs yet. But it gave me food for thought. It would be really cool to have our own AI that would be an assistant that could do lots of things, like not just help you with readings, but also like writing up the responses. Like if you're doing an email reading, help you word things, maybe even take bookings and stuff. It's like you click on it and you go, hey AI, book a session for John Jones at Thursday the 21st at 11 a.m., and it automatically goes and does it. It automatically knows who the person is because they're in your Rolodex. Oh yeah, that makes us sound old. Rolodex, remember those? It automatically emails John with a payment link. That would be cool. That would be cool. I'm just saying. So I think it was Amanda that said, can I get a message from the universe? Maria had asked something too. Did you pull cards on that? I'm wondering if Philip will try to come back.
Well, and I have some information for Miss Maria.
Awesome. Go for it.
Maria, you're wondering, you asked 2 different kinds of questions, but I'm going to kind of boil it down real quick for you. You asked if Philip was going to be coming back and if you were going to take him back. And that's a really strong question. So I didn't pull on, is Philip going to try to come back? Because we talked about that yesterday.
Already, yeah.
So if you take Philip back, okay, now this is all on you, not on the cards. If you take him back, we have the 5 of Swords and the Queen of Swords. You are going to be once again completely lost. This queen over here, she should be strong, but she was reversed. Because this guy over here, his thoughts are eating away at him. Look at this crow. That is a thought. Okay. And Philip is that thought. So if you go back to him, you will not be the woman you need to be. But if you say no, you have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Now, I have 2 different things about this. You will be your own self-made woman, and it will take time, but you can achieve it. And there is a possible new person coming in for you if you tell Philip to go away and you stay away from him. someone who is balanced, someone who is emotionally mature enough to know how to handle your emotional maturity, because you two will be on the same level. But you have to become your own person, your own balanced person. So this is if you say yes to Philip, and this is if you say no to Philip, okay? All right.
Awesome. And Amanda had asked for a message for the universe. I got that. Okay, big life change here because it's major arcana, the Hierophant. I think this is talking about your current situation, especially about career or your business and moving forward, that you should be seeking out a mentor, somebody that's already done this. They don't have to be an expensive consultant, but somebody that's a few steps ahead of you. Okay. This could also be talking about going back to doing some studies. And then the Seven of Swords comes up, letting you know that you need to be strategic about this. Also, notice he's looking back at those two swords that he couldn't pick up. He picked up all these swords, 5 of them, and he couldn't pick up the other 2. And he's longing for those swords back there. It's like, damn it, I couldn't get those. It's like you might have to put a couple of things on the back burner, right? Put a couple things on the back burner and come back to them later. Don't try to overdo it. But this is talking about being strategic about your career or your business moving forward. And then the Empress comes in to talk about, hey, let's be creative. And 3 is also communication, creativity and communication. So working on your communication skills, your stage presence, not just for stage, but like on podcasts and YouTube shows, and being comfortable in front of a camera and making YouTube videos and everything else, Instagram videos, TikTok videos. Oh my God, there's too many platforms. I wish they'd just boil it down and just have one platform, X Twitter. Anyway, work on your communication skills and all of that, blogging, writing posts all the way to articles, taking pictures, doing videos, recording videos. That is all communication skills, right? And it could be hinting towards connecting with your creativity so that you can put yourself out there and create content. Again, all leading back to helping your business or career. So that's the message that I've got for you today. I wanted to mention, hi Dion. Dion came in. Suhani came in. Hi Suhani. I wanted to mention, Michelle. Dion had some interesting comments. I asked Grok AI to give me an astrology reading based on my birth chart, and it told me to consult with a professional astrologer.
I've seen that. Oh my goodness.
I thought that was hilarious. Actually, you put in for an astrology reading or a tarot reading in a lot of these AIs like ChatGPT, and they're going to spit out some really great information. But I'm not saying to do that and to not seek a professional reader. A person can coach you. It's not just readings are not just giving you information. We are life coaches. It is how to get from point A to point B. What goals do you want to achieve and how to achieve them? When we're doing readings, if we get any predictive elements, it's just telling you you're on this trajectory to a possible outcome. Do you want that outcome? Do you want a different outcome? How do we get there? We could pull more cards on that. AI can't do that. And I don't think it's ever going to get there. Even if it could completely mimic a human being where you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference, people still connect with people.
Yes.
I've seen some, I'll give you an example. I've seen some stuff on YouTube that is incredible, where a video starts and, it's AI and it looks so realistic, and the voice, and they're getting better with the voice, earlier AIs and even some current ones, the language is off, it doesn't know how to space words properly, diction, things like that. um but some of them, are really fantastic, but I got to tell you, I click right off them because there's not that human connection, and I go to my content creators on YouTube where I know it's a real person, and I there's just an energetic connection that's not there when there's nothing there because it's an AI, right? And even my favorite creators, and I look at a lot of different stuff. It's not all tarot and numerology. In fact, mostly I'm looking at technology and the latest iPhone that came out or what have you, the latest software, computers, laptops, that kind of thing. And if my favorite YouTube personalities started, and you know as an aside, real quick, let me say that a lot of them now are talking about how people are hijacking their traffic. They're putting out these other channels, fake channels and stuff. They're putting out AI generations of those creators that I like, and they're talking about, how awful it is and to report them. Well, I'm going to turn it the other way around. Some of my favorite creators out there are going to feel like they're going to feel compelled almost that they got to join the crowd, and they're going to do that. They're going to write up scripts for YouTube videos, send it to their video editor, who's just going to put it in AI, generate their picture in a video, them in a video, 3D in a video, with their voice reading that script. And it may get really, really good. But I got to tell you, me on the consumer side of things, I'm going to stop watching that creator if they start doing that, if they start using AI, because I want the genuine article. I want the real person there. So, and Dion's talking also about hard to build a relationship with an AI, that kind of thing. That's part of it. Um, AI is not psychic. Anything it's generating is just taking its vast knowledge that it's acquired from the human databases, but it's limited to what's there. And it does not have intuition. So that's a big part of it. Michelle, what other questions after Amanda's did you see? Suhan?
Well, I did pull some cards for Crystal because
Okay.
however, before I answer Crystal, Dion sent a
Super chat
super chat,
or super sticker,
a super sticker, and
something like that.
we have said when someone does that that we would take their question next.
Right.
So I have
Does she have a question?
crystals. Yes.
I didn't see it in there. What's
Chris,
the
Dion's is, what advice do you have around a new side gig I picked up recently?
what'd you get for that for her, Michelle?
Well, what I got was double check because I have got this amazing
Love that
magnifying
card.
glass. And so, what you need to do is really make sure that this gig is legit and everything that you need it to be to help you. Okay, the next card I got for you is the Wheel of Fortune. but I also got the Queen of Wands. So now is also the time to be acting. Life is changing for you. The gig is there for you. And this is the Queen of Wands. She is the one that is taking action, and she knows what she's doing. She knows how she's doing it. So it's indicating that it is a good gig. It's just saying make sure you cross all your T's, dot your I's, and read the little words on the bottom with your magnifying glass. Okay. That's
Awesome.
what I have for you.
Did you also pull cards for Sahani? It's her birthday. Hey, Sahani, happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday!
Yeah, not quite yet today, but she's talking about this trip to Goa that she's going on.
Yes.
And she wants it to be a fun trip because she's going to celebrate her birthday there. So congrats on that, Sahani. And did you pull cards on that?
I did not. I did not actually see her question at first.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull cards real quick. How's it gonna go? Okay. And all right, this is really good. Wish come true. 9 of Cups. Yay. So there you go, Sonny. But couple things. It does give some tarot is giving you some advice from the universe. 3 of Pentacles. You want to plan this out so there's no surprises. Okay. Work with other people, maybe a travel agent, maybe somebody that is physically there that you know or can get in touch with, or something like that that can help you, or even just information that's out there online, and just, explore this, plan it out, cross all the T's, dot all the I's, things like that. And then the Devil card comes up. That could mean it's gonna be a lot of fun in God. But it could also be, because it's about attachments, all right. Just the fact that, like, someone's gonna go on a trip like Sahani, and then they ask that question. My instant response to these kind of questions is, why are they asking that question? What are you attached to, Sahani, that you have to even ask whether it's going to be good or not? We have the practical advice from the universe through tarot that you want to plan this out. Okay. And it does look like it's going to be a genuinely fun time with the 9 of Cups. But why are you asking? Why are you even asking about this? And really, rather than asking a reader, and I'm not trying to, diss Sahani's question. This is for everybody else out there. Before asking how something's going to go, job interview, trip, whatever like that, what about just setting the intention that it's going to be a really great trip, that you're going to get hired, that whatever thing you're going to do is going to work out, attract that in instead of hold yourself back. So I think this is additional advice to let go of any baggage that you're holding on to from maybe you had a bad trip before. I don't know, lost your luggage, something like that. Let go of that stuff, and if you really have to, seek out like a practitioner of EFT or something, and do some tapping rounds on that and clear out those blockages, that the attachments. That's what the Devil card's about. It's not the devil. It's about attachments to things. It can be addictions, attachments to, your, what's the thing for Michelle or Jimmy? You're an alcoholic attached to drinking, drugs,
Addiction.
or an addiction to sex or love,
Yeah.
or porn or what have you. But it's other attachments too, and other blockages. So advice is, yeah, you want to be practical. You want to plan this trip out. and really, do some EFT or some neurolinguistics, NLP or something. Get rid of whatever is making you even ask this question. What are you attached to? What are you scared of? Right. And, but overall, first thing I got was 9 of Cups. I think it's going to be great. So we are over time, but is there anything else? I saw Adrian come in. Hi, Adrian. Or no,
Oh,
Adriana. Adriana.
yeah, Adriana. I
Hi,
do
Adriana.
have crystals here.
Yeah, do
Um,
crystals, and then we're gonna have to get out of here soon.
so she asked um what to expect over the next 3 months. So here's what I have for September. I've got the Magician and the High Priestess. So during September, you need to start being really in tune with the higher power, your higher self, the higher essence that you are involved with, and start manifesting your dreams into reality. Okay, make things happen for you. October, my first thought was, oh goodness, that's sad, but it's not. October, we have the Three of Hearts and we have the Six of Cups. The veil is thin in October. Now, in October, you have the opportunity to really talk to a past loved one and really pour your heart out to them, and maybe even ask for forgiveness or give forgiveness, but let go of that heartbreak that's been holding on to your emotional mind. Okay. So that's your plan for October. And then in November, you need to take action on whatever it is you're planning and manifesting. Okay. And don't let yourself get distracted and off balance. Go for it. Pick one and run, because November is your chance and your time to shine. Okay. That's what I have for you.
Awesome sauce, awesome sauce. So we're at the end of the show. I am going to do Adriana's question. Images just came in. I'm sorry, we're actually 6 minutes over. Images. If you could come back to our next show, which, by the way, let me announce those shows before I do Adriana's question. There's 5 Saturdays and 5 Sundays. So the way we're doing it is, rather than doing a fifth Saturday like we normally do, we're going to do a fifth Sunday instead. Okay, Michelle?
Okay.
Can you join me next week? We're going to be, hopefully Pamela will be back too, because
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about doing business as a psychic, psychic advisor, tarot advisor. We're going to get into the nuts and bolts, the stuff that people don't pay attention to. It's all about the social media and learning to read and getting clients. And we just talked about payment methods, turning those free requests into paid clients. But there's this whole back end of being a professional that no one ever talks about. None of the tarot people, none of even the tarot teachers talk about any of this stuff. Should I become an LLC, a C Corp, stay as a sole proprietor? What does that even mean? Should I get insurance, an accountant, right? What can I write off? Which is, by the way, everything. When you go out and buy your decks and books and courses with the Tarot Guild and your membership, and get receipts on everything, because you can write it off as business expenses. A lot of times I collect all that stuff, and it's not enough, versus just taking, in the United States, just taking what do they call that? The regular discount on taxes. What do they call that? There's a name for it. Jesus, can't think of it off the top of my head.
It's a
Not the business. No, no,
Actually,
not the business stuff. It's like, if you're a normal person, you're getting W-2s and you do your taxes and you get a normal write-off. It's like
yeah.
$9,000 or something. A lot of times except for when I bought my MacBook and stuff, a lot of times I don't have enough business expenses to even claim them. Anyway, but keep receipts. We're going to talk about, hold on a second. Let me see if I can bring up my list here. Licensing. Okay, licensings, the cost of doing business, which we talked about earlier today, uh, taking a life coaching course, uh, billing yourself as a coach or a spiritual counselor, getting ordained. Again, like I said, sole proprietorship versus LLC versus C corp. All the business end of things, and a lot of stuff that I'm not even done with my research on this. So a lot of the stuff I haven't even written down in my list yet. But yeah, join us next Sunday, same bat time, same bat channel, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And then let's see. That's the 30th. Sorry, the 31st, Sunday the 31st. And then we're in September. We got some good shows in September, starting off with Michelle's Mystic Corner. Where do runes come from on Saturday, September 13th? And she has her own rune cards. There they are. But I wanted to mention this real quick, that we always take the first Saturday off. And because of the 5 Saturdays and Sundays this month, we're carrying it over. In other words, we're taking the first, and I'm trying to bring up September here on my calendar. We're taking the first Saturday, the 6th, and the first Sunday, the 7th off. So the last show will be Sunday, August 31st, next Sunday. And then we're taking like 2 weeks off. We're taking a little break there. I'm doing some hypnotherapy studies and life coaching and some things. And I need some time to do all this stuff. I'm also trying to get bingo back at our American Legion post. I'm the chairman of the bingo committee. So a lot of things going on. Going to take a couple of weeks off, and then the first show back will then be on Saturday, the 13th, Michelle's Mystic Corner. That Sunday, the 14th, how to ask empowering questions of tarot. Dr. Rose had asked about this. She said, I've got an idea for a show. And I said, oh, we've already done that. We have a 99 question PDF that we gave out for free and did a whole show on this about 6 months ago. But hey, it's about time to do it again. How to ask empowering questions of the tarot. And we have a sheet, a PDF that has 5 categories and like a whole bunch of like 20 questions per category or something like that. It's like 9,900 questions, something like that. So that's Sunday, September 14th. Then Michelle will be back on the 20th for Rune Basics. If you've ever wanted to learn Celtic runes and stuff like that, maybe you should have Pamela on as a guest.
I would love that.
Because she, I don't know if she's available on Saturdays, but she's the rune goddess. But anyway, it's just a thought. And that Sunday, the 21st, we'll be back asking how many readings are too many readings? How long should you tell clients to space things out and stuff like that, and other aspects of them, like they're getting too dependent on you and stuff. And then the end of the month, the last weekend we're doing shows is the 27th and the 28th. Of course, it's Crown Chair Saturday. Bring your deck and join us up here on the Zoom call like Jimmy's doing. It's been so great having Jimmy here. Jimmy, we're going to have to start making you pull cards for people, though. So you better get on that course. Anyway.
Okay, I will.
And then that's Saturday, September 27th. And then the next day, Sunday, September 28th, we're going to be asking, are shorter readings better with today's limited attention spans? Food for thought, because I think so. Yeah, we have like a 5-minute, or is it 5 seconds now, attention span. Anyway.
Yeah.
Getting back to Adriana, so she's asking about, could I have a general 1-card reading? If so, I've been going through so much, a lot of secrets coming to light. Realizing how much my gut was warning me all along. We're constantly saying that on these shows. Would you please listening to your gut? use your intuition. It's been a crazy 10 years. So I asked her in chat, because while you were doing a reading, Michelle, I was pulling cards for this, and I was getting stuff about relationships. So I asked her, let's see if she said something back. Relationships of all types, blah, blah, blah. First, I had to understand how much I needed to love myself. Of course, of course. So what I got was, okay, so someone showing up from your past that was the King of Cups, probably a Cancer, or some water sign person. All right. Potentially this person was artistic, uh very grounded emotionally, but not everybody can handle that Cancer energy. I don't know that he was a Cancer. There's what's the see, I can't even think of what are the other two.
Um,
I'm
I
not an, I'm not an astrologer, so I always, forget this.
I always forget because Aries is fire, Cancer is water,
Scorpio and
Scorpio is,
Pisces. Scorpio
yeah,
and
Scorpio
Pisces.
and Pisces.
Those
Okay.
are those are the other two. And see, this is another thing where you should have the little AI there, and they're hearing you talk, and the AI jumps in. It's these three, dummy. Anyway,
I love it.
yeah.
Yes.
And so, this reading I'm getting, Adriana, is just reflecting everything you just said in chat. You know all this. You should have listen to your gut instincts, and you probably finally did, because things were going on, secret things. Look at that. Three of Swords, often this is, especially when you're talking about relationships you were in, love triangles. Yes, 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 yes. But then the Knight of Cups comes in, and, potentially yet again, another water sign, potentially another artistic person. All right. But this is a different person coming in. Okay. So that's what I got for you. You said pull a card. I can't do that. I have to pull at least two or three cards. It's a rule, you know. Uh Adriana says King of Cups ruined me, my ex, and I'm a Cancer. Oh, okay, there you go. There you go. Wow. And Michelle, when you were doing that reading for, I forget who it was, Suhani or,
Crystal.
oh, Crystal, yeah. And I pulled those cards, and I'm like, okay, we got the King of Cups, we've got a love triangle. What is it that's why I put that question in chat. I'm like, what is it you're asking, Adriana? Because I was scared. I was like, is this spot on, or
Or
am I getting this all wrong? Well, apparently it's spot on.
good, good.
And it's not telling Adriana anything new. It's just confirming all of her suspicions. It's just saying, yeah, you're right. You should have listened, and you're now listening to your gut instinct. Follow your intuition, and so forth, like that. Now, if you have anything specific questions you want to ask about going forward, join us next Sunday, Adriana, and you can ask questions there. Oh, by the way, if you're not a member of the guild and you join the guild, just like Jimmy, you can just pop on live on camera, or just audio only. You can just pop on and turn your mic on, but not your camera, right? But if you want to be on camera and mic, or just audio, just microphone, you can pop on and have an actual conversation with us and do readings, which is even more fun.
So much fun.
Yes, and it's 20% off. Normally it's $6.50 a month, the cost of a latte. $78 for the year. It's the number of cards in the tarot deck, but right now it's 20% off. So take an additional 20% off. Remember, when go to psychic.cafe, I guess I should put that in chat. There's the summer sale link, and directly to the guild page where you guys can find out about all the benefits. Click that button on the guild page, psychic.cafe/guild, and on the payment page where it says add coupon, type in summer 2025, all together, one word, and hit apply, and it's going to discount it 20%. And so do that now. Next Sunday, you can join us up here. Join in the fun. Yes.
It'll be awesome.
And Adriana says, thank you. Jean popped in. Hi, Jean. Late to the party. Yeah, we're ending now. But next Sunday, Jean, and hey, join the guild. Get on these Zooms with us. But happy, she says, but hello and happy Sunday fun day. Sunday fun day. Love that. It's another one of those days that end in Y. Anyway, it was a lot of fun having you here, Jimmy.
It was fun. Yes, it was fun being here.
We like just seeing you. I hope you'll be able to
Yes.
next Sunday. Maybe you'll have some more input, on the topic. And if you have any questions, start. You should be doing a journal anyway if you're getting back into tarot. Start writing down.
I'll PM you later on.
Oh yeah. But I mean, just between now and next Sunday, write down any questions you have. Like, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
How does this work in numerology? How does this work in tarot? Or any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle and I will do our best. Oh, and hopefully Tarot Grandmaster Pamela Steele will be on next Sunday. And so we'll have a lot of us on here, the bigwigs, to answer your questions. Thank you, Michelle, too, for joining.
Thank you.
I didn't know who was going to join me today. I was so excited that you joined me. And then when Jimmy came on, I was doubly excited.
Yes.
Because I thought I was going to be up here by myself because Pamela had to bow out. She's doing a psychic fair or something somewhere.
Yeah.
She's having a good time making money somewhere,
Good. I'm glad.
I'm glad too. Okay, bye everybody.
Bye
Thanks
everybody.
for being here.
Bye, Jimmy.
See you next Sunday. Bye, Jimmy.
See you later.